Hi, everybody. Welcome to my Carniversary celebration. I hope everybody is having an amazing day. I happened to get out of my meeting a little bit early, so I thought I would go ahead and start. I am super excited to be here today. I have only about a half an hour, but I wanted to come in and just talk to you guys and let you know how things are going after 365 days of meat. Very excited and very happy to finally have reached this milestone. It's kind of unbelievable that I started carnivore 365 days ago today, February 22nd, 2023. And as I think back on that, I guess I had no idea what I was getting myself into. I had watched Dr. Ken Berry. He was really probably the foundational person that got me to try carnivore. Just watching him go from keto to carnivore and seeing him thriving on carnivore was really the impetus for me to go ahead and try it. I was going to try for 90 days. So I started on February 22nd. And I knew I would try 90 days. At least I would do at least 90 days. So I heard that that was the best amount of time to try in order to realize the benefits. So I knew I would do it for 90 days. I ended up having a month of loose stools, diarrhea, which was like, what? Because I'm going from IBS with constipation to now, loose stools. And that was just like, okay, so how long is this going to go on? And it went on for like 30 days. But then following that 30 days, I was regular for the first time in my adult life, the first time that I can remember. So that was absolutely amazing. That was probably the biggest, strangest thing about starting carnivore last year. I did make a little bit of a list of topics that I want to talk about. In August, I started my YouTube channel. Hey Jay, welcome. Thank you for being here. I definitely appreciate it. Darth Carnivore is a new YouTube member. I'm so thankful. So thank you, Charlie, for joining and becoming a member of my channel. I definitely appreciate that. As I was saying, in about July timeframe, I had been watching Carrie at Homestead How, and Carrie was crazy. I was like, this guy is wild. I was watching him like, he was talking about how he had started the carnivore diet and that he was feeling so good. And I was watching him climb up this pergola thing at his homestead. And he just looked so wild and he looked so free, actually. So I started following Carrie. And hi, Coach Rose. Welcome. Thank you for stopping by for my Carniversary celebration. So he started telling everybody, if you're on carnivore, you need to start a YouTube channel. And I had already had the thought that I would do a YouTube channel. And when I first started carnivore in February, I started documenting my journey, but I never posted any videos. So I took some video and it was just in my phone. He said, if you're carnivore, we need your story to be out here. So you need to start a YouTube channel. So I decided to go ahead and start. So my first carnivore video I posted on August 7th, 2023. Since then, I will say, I want to kind of give you guys the rundown of what I've been up to on YouTube since I started. So I had an opportunity to go to one meetup, which was the Chicago meetup for Healing Humanity, the Power of a Proper Human Diet, carnivore diet documentary. That was absolutely incredible. And I got a chance to meet Carrie, Emma, and one of Carrie's other daughters was there. I got a chance to meet Adam and a number of other carnivore YouTubers. Like I met the Carnivore Brothers, I met Carnivorous Dude, I met the Hoosier Carnivore, which is Brett. And then there were a lot of people there that either didn't have a YouTube channel or, I also met Angie. So I did interview Angie on my channel. So I met her. She's the barefoot on my journey or something like that. And so that was an absolutely incredible event. But there were two highlights of that event. The first one was Dr. Tony Hampton. Dr. Tony Hampton is absolutely amazing. Like he came in and he just started teaching. I have some videos up on my channel of his teaching when he came in, and just so generous and free with his time and with his knowledge. And then he went around the room and met every single person and heard their stories. So Dr. Tony Hampton is absolutely incredible. And I really enjoyed meeting him in person. The second highlight of the carnivore meetup was going to Fogo de Chao, which was a meat mecca. That was my first time going to Fogo de Chao, though I had heard of it before. And they have it in different various locations, but in Chicago we went, and I had my first time trying picanha. Picanha was absolutely amazing, and I was then on the hunt to find picanha in my local area. Christy at Meeting Wellness talks a lot about picanha, so it's super delicious. If you've never tried it, you definitely need to try it, and it's absolutely incredible. So Coach Rose is saying it sounds like it was an incredible event. It absolutely was. If I had another opportunity to attend another meetup, I definitely would try to make it if it was in my area and close enough for me to get to. So that was the first thing. So one meetup in Chicago so far. That was really, really awesome. On my channel, I've had an opportunity to interview 4 doctors. So far. One of my objectives is to interview physicians and practitioners because, like nutritionists, physician assistants, nurses, anybody who's in kind of the nutrition or medical space. So I decided that I would reach out and interview some physicians. So I reached out to Dr. Hampton. He actually interviewed me on his channel. So he has an interview of me on his Protecting Your Nest podcast. And then I interviewed him on my channel. Such a gracious guy. He's super nice. The metabolic doc, he calls himself. So he's really awesome. I also had an opportunity to interview Dr. Berry. So Dr. Berry is like the carnivore king, I would call him. He's absolutely incredible. He's like the person, as I said, he is the person who actually got me to try carnivore because I watched him and I saw him go from keto to carnivore and thriving. So I became part of his mighty network probably, I don't know, maybe a year ago. And I decided to reach out to Nisha. I was like, I really want to talk to Dr. Berry and I want to talk to Nisha. So let me go ahead and reach out. And I asked them if they would come on my channel. I think I had like less than 1,000 subscribers at that time. And so I was thinking, well, maybe they will, maybe they won't, but they actually agreed to come on my channel. So it was really awesome. So I interviewed them as a couple, and we talked a lot about the proper human diet and different issues that people have, health issues. So if you know Dr. Berry, he's got a video for almost anything that could be ailing you on his channel and how a proper human diet can help with that. So, I was very excited and thankful that they decided to come on and be guests on my Carnivorous Grandma Speaks show. So I've also interviewed Dr. Kiltz. Dr. Kiltz is a fertility specialist, and and he's a carnivore. And so he came on my channel. He interviewed me on his channel, and then I interviewed him on my channel. Dr. Kiltz is absolutely awesome. I love the work that he's doing. And he's written a couple of books. When I interviewed Dr. Kiltz, it was literally like us going to school. He would quiz me, and I would fail to answer the quiz questions correctly most of the time. But, he's really, really knowledgeable, and he gave me a whole stack of books to read. So I'm reading books. Dr. Kiltz, yes, Jay. Dr. Kiltz does have a 5 a.m. morning meetup, and it's an inspirational morning meetup. So he'll talk about different inspirational books, and he's just encouraging, and it's a really great way to start the day with that just encouragement to start the day well. So I do love Dr. Kiltz's 5 a.m. morning meetup as well. But it was awesome to meet him and get a chance to talk with him. Then I also talked with Dr. Lisa Wiedemann, and she is an eye doctor. And so got a chance to talk to her. She's really awesome. She talks a lot about freedom from addiction. So talking about addiction to sugar and carbohydrates. And so she was the person who encouraged me to actually try a sugar or sweets-free, 30 days sweets-free. So early on in my carnivore way of eating, I decided to try the 30 days sweets-free, which meant that I was eliminating any sweet tastes. So though I haven't had real sugar in several years, many years now, probably 5 or 6 years, I've not had real sugar. But I have had, like, liquid sucralose was my sweetener of preference. I've had allulose and stevia and all of the artificial sweeteners. So she is very a big proponent of not having any sweet taste at all. So I tried it for 30 days. When I tried that for 30 days, it was absolutely miserable. I hated it. I was like, this is the worst 30 days I've ever had. It was terrible. I felt emotional about it. And I realized that it really is like a stronghold, like an addiction. So after the 30 days, I did go back on sweeteners and added back my liquid sucralose and stevia and et cetera back into my diet. So I got a chance to interview Dr. Lisa. She's amazing. One of the things that I noticed about myself is that my eye health seems to be improving. Now, I'm going to be figuring this out because last year, in the summer, I went to get my eyes checked, and I'm talking to my dog. Come on, Doc. Sit. He's going to go over to the window and start barking, and we don't want that, at least for the next 15 minutes. So anyway, my eye health seemed to improve. So I didn't have a change in my glasses prescription. Now my prescription has gotten progressively worse over the years for the past, I guess, about 30 years. And this last summer when I went, my prescription had not changed at all. I mean, zero, not better, not worse, nothing. And I was like, that is crazy. That is a miracle, actually. So when I go back this year, I'll see, because I am noticing some changes. Like there was a point where I was finding that I needed to take my glasses off in order to be able to see up close. And I'm farsighted. So I could see better without my glasses. And I'm finding myself taking my glasses off again. So I'm interested to see if my eyes are getting worse, if they're getting better, or what on the carnivore way of eating. So Dr. Lisa was amazing. I'm so proud to have been able to interview the 4 doctors that I have already interviewed. I do have coming up in March, I'm going to be interviewing Dr. Chafee. I have him scheduled, and I'm hoping that, he'll be able to make it. So definitely excited to be able to meet him. I love the work that he's doing as well. So let's see what Jay has to say. It's a great way to start the day. So yeah, Dr. Kiltz in the morning is a great way to start the day. He's high energy. He plays his guitar. He reads books. He sings. You know, he eats salt. It's just, he's awesome. So I really love him. And then Mandel Harvey says, mighty to the pulling down of strongholds. Amen, Mandel. Yes, absolutely. So we'll get to what actually happened with these sweeteners and stuff in a little while. So, in addition to interviewing 4 doctors, I've done 25 interviews on Carnivorous Grandma Speaks. So either the Women of Wisdom series or just Carnivorous Grandma Speaks, which is when I interview the guys. So 25 interviews, and I've heard I don't know, hundreds. I'm going to calculate it and I'll put it in my Carniversary update. But I've heard so many illnesses being reversed. So sleep apnea, depression, anxiety, gout, type 2 diabetes, and on and on and on, as far as the different things that people have cured with a carnivore way of eating. And some of these illnesses are like illnesses that are supposed to be chronic and progressive and incurable. And so it's really absolutely incredible that, you know, by changing your dietary pattern, you can actually cure or put into remission the incurable diseases, heart disease, kidney disease. I mean, it's just absolutely incredible, all of the different things. Even I had the Carnivore Brothers on last weekend, and they talked about the fact one of the brothers said that he has reversed high iron. So he had a situation where he was having high iron and ferritin, I think ferritin. And so they had told him, you can't use cast iron, you can't eat red meat, you can't eat organ meat because it will cause your iron to be higher. And actually, being on carnivore reversed that high iron scenario for him. So it's very, very interesting that, you know, even high iron or low iron, because I was iron deficiency anemic all of my adult life. And then when I went for my labs in the fall, I'm no longer anemic. So, you know, whether it's high or low, the proper human diet regulates that. High blood pressure, even. And so I know that I was creeping up on high blood pressure. I had been diagnosed with hypertension, and my doctor put me on some kind of pills for it. And I said, no way. I'm not going to take pills for this because I think this can be cured by dietary measures. And it actually was. And I am no longer hypertensive at all. My blood pressure is absolutely normal all the time. So I do have a question here. So Jay is asking about work. I am still working full time. So oh my gosh, Jay, I try to find time. I make time for the channel, and I try to put out as much content as I can. But yes, I still work full time. I'm doing a role of an IT program manager right now. And my technically my job title is global program director, but I'm not. I'm right in a program management type of a role right now. But I'm in IT, and I do project and program management. And so yes, I still work full time. I have 10 more years before I can retire. So I'll be retiring at my retirement age of 67, unless the Lord says something different. That is my plan. So how do I find time? I do record often. I try to record all throughout the day if I can remember to turn my camera on. So you'll see me recording things like, what am I eating? What am I cooking? And then I'll try to put those videos together in the evenings so that you guys can have a look at those. But sometimes it does take long because the nice thing about live streaming is there's no editing. So, you know, I won't go back and edit this video. It will be what it is. On Monday nights, I have a show. It's called Meeting Mondays with the Fierce Felines, and that is with 4 other co-hosts. And that's a live stream, so I don't have to edit. I just go on. I do my hour and 15 minutes, and then it's posted out to the channel. But editing is a lot of work. And then I've learned new tools since I've been on Carnivore and been doing the YouTube channel. So, I've been trying to learn how to do iMovie on the phone and then on the laptop. So I went and bought a laptop so that I could do some of my editing on a laptop. And then the other one is Canva. So I do use Canva sometimes. Canva's really nice, but I still have a learning curve on that one, so I don't use it that often. But yes, I still do work for full time, and when I get done here, I'll be going back to work at 12:30. So Jay, I can't wait for the interview with Dr. Chafee too. If you guys have questions for Dr. Chafee, go to that video. It's in my live tab, and put your questions in there. And I'm going to go and get all those questions and make sure that I ask them when I talk to Dr. Chafee. I know that Dr. Chafee can talk, so I'm going to let him talk because he is a wealth of knowledge. So I'm super excited about meeting with him. Okay, so I said I did 25 interviews. So that's across multiple different people. I started out with a lady from my church. Her name is Joyce Wells. And she came on to just talk about the impact that sugar was having on her grandson. So her grandson is on her son. And so she took her son off all sugars when he was a kid. And it changed his life. He had ADHD. And this is another thing that I'm not sure that they think can be cured. But it changed his life. And so I have an interview with her. It's in like a 3-part or 4-part series that I did with Mother Joyce Wells. And so that was the very first set of interviews that I did was with her. I also have done 53 shorts. I went and counted that today. So I got a long way to go on shorts. I try to do a shorts at least 2-3 times a week. And those shorts are right now I'm doing the February challenge, which is like Lion Diet, which is ruminant meat, such as cow, beef, lamb, venison, bison, goat, those types of meat, ruminant meats, and salt and water only. I have to admit that I have added seasoned salt a couple of times because I just wanted to. I wanted to add some seasoned salt. So I have added that a couple of times. So that's technically not Lion because it does have salt and other different types of ingredients like garlic and onion. And I'm not sure what all the ingredients are in there, but I do use a Redmonds Real Salt organic seasoned salt. So, and it's so good, you guys. It's absolutely delicious. It's very expensive though. It's like, if you guys have ever seen Lowry's seasoned salt in the big, huge container like this, that costs about less than $10, maybe $7 or $8 for that Lowry's. But one of the first ingredients on that is sugar. So when I realized that, because Lowry's tastes absolutely delicious, and it tastes delicious because it's got sugar in it. And so I had ordered the Redmond Real Salt, organic seasoned salt. And it's like close to $30. So that's a huge cost differential. And so, maybe if you can't or do not want to afford something like that, just take the different seasonings and put them together. The ones that you can tolerate and mix them together and don't add sugar to it. And then that way you'll have a nice seasoned salt. So Mandela Harvey wants to know, how is rabbit? I know chicken is less nutrition than beef. I saw a thing that said rabbit are easier to raise in the same area. So I haven't had rabbit since I've been on carnivore, but I have had rabbit in my life. It's mild. I would say it's a mild meat. It's not super gamey or anything like that. It's good. I would eat it, but I don't think I would eat it during lion diet because that lion diet is really technically just ruminant meat, animals that chew the cud and have several stomach compartments are the types of meat that I'm eating here on the lion diet month of February. So chicken, I do love chicken. I'm trying to figure out if I'm having a reaction to chicken. So when I add it back in, I'll be able to tell whether or not I'm having some kind of an allergic reaction or histamine reaction or something like that to the chicken. So right now I'm not eating chicken. I'm not eating pork. So I'm missing my bacon. I'm missing my eggs and all of that during the month of February. Lion diet is not easy, I would say, although some people do find it easy. So, for me, it's not been easy. I have to say that one of the bad, I wanted to put like the good and bad. Um, One of the bad things that I have found is that on lion diet, my mood is dysregulated, it feels like. As a matter of fact, people have been telling me, like, are you okay? You're not your usual bubbly self. I have a video coming out about this, a Keeping It Real episode, because I have been feeling like moody, just moody. And I typically don't feel that moody, but for the last couple of weeks, I have really felt like not happy, not sad, just like meh. So I feel like on lion diet, maybe I'm not having enough fat. That could be possible. I'm trying to increase the fat. I'm adding butter, I'm adding fat bites, but yet I'm still experiencing some of these kind of moodiness issues. Hi, Phyllis. Thank you for being here. Good morning. I've only got about 7 minutes left. Jay says, where I live, lots of people raise meat rabbits in their backyard. Yeah. So I order some meat from Wild Fork Foods. That's where I was able to find picanha for a reasonable price. So I do see that they have rabbit legs, and I'm thinking about adding them to my cart. So Jay says, I haven't started yet, but I've got chickens now, and I love the eggs. Now, I love good pasture raised eggs. They're the best. That is one thing that I do like splurge on, is to buy the more expensive pasture raised eggs. And in the springtime, there are neighbors around here who have chickens. We're not allowed to have any kind of poultry or anything in our neighborhood because we live in a subdivision with an HOE and all that. So we can't have any chickens, but the neighbors have them. So when they have their signs back out, I'll be grabbing some of those local eggs from the neighbors. Okay, so 53 shorts. I got one certificate in nutrition. So I took this class. It's called Certificate in Nutrition, Chronic Disease, and Health Promotion. So I'm trying to start working toward my nutrition coach or health coach certification. So this was the first certificate that I took. I found that class that I had to take a lot of things with a grain of salt because they're still talking about, the regular standard American diet, and saying that meat is bad for you. Too much meat, too much red meat is bad for you. So, because they were saying that, I kind of had to take everything they said. Like, I'm not sure if they're correct or not. So I am considering doing a certification through one of the either Primal or one of the other certifications for nutrition. But those cost money. So, we'll see. I'm not sure yet. I'll have to decide which one I want to do. They definitely are not cheap. Okay. So in addition to that, I have 1,702 subscribers. That is crazy. You guys, I appreciate you so much. Everybody that is subscribed to my channel, thank you. If you're not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. It doesn't cost you anything. So I appreciate every single person that watches my videos. I see that I'm getting, sometimes like in a week, I'll get over 1,000 views. So that's pretty awesome to me for having my first video August 7th, my first carnivore video on August 7th. So I'm pretty excited about that. And then also recently I was able to activate memberships on my channel. Thanks to you guys. Thanks to you guys watching my, watching your, watch hours and, clicking and liking and sharing and all the things that you do. I was able to activate memberships on my channel. So I have 10 members. I am so excited. And Jay is a member, and Darth Carnivore, Charlie is a member. I see you guys out here. So thank you so much for joining and becoming a member. I am doing some things that are special in the members only group. And that is things like, I'm going to be doing a members only live stream. I haven't done it yet, but I'm planning to do it. Mandel Harvey, I do not know that rabbits ruminate. I don't think that rabbits ruminate. I would have to look that one up. I'm not sure. Yes, Phyllis, 365 days. Today is my Carniversary, and that is why I'm here in the middle of the day. So a couple of good things I want to mention before I go. So since January 1st last year, I didn't weigh myself when I started carnivore on February 22nd, but I do have a record of what I weighed last January. So since last January, I've lost about 20 pounds. I have almost eliminated sleep apnea. I just met with my pulmonologist yesterday, I think, or the day before. And she was telling me that my episodes have gone down to like 1 or less than 1 per hour. So that's pretty awesome. It's almost gone. And maybe if I can just lose these last few pounds, this, fat that's in my throat will be gone. So that's really awesome. My inflammation is reduced. As I said before, IBS, chronic IBS with constipation is gone. Now, there have been a couple of things that I have eaten over the time that have caused me to have constipation. And so as soon as I eat that, the next day I know, okay, I can't eat that. So those things I don't eat anymore. I've lost multiple sizes. So I went from like a size 16, 18, and down to like a size 10, 12. So that to me is more significant even than the 19 pounds that I've lost since this last year. I need less sleep on the good side, but on the bad side, my sleep is terrible. I wake up every 2 hours. Most nights, every night, I wake up every 2 hours and I'm looking around like, what the heck are you doing awake? I notice that I don't get very much deep sleep at all. So there's some things I'm going to try to help with that and alleviate that. The other thing that I'm having still that is on the bad side is that hand eczema. So I'm going to just kind of try to show you guys that. So my hands blister in the palms and on the fingers sometimes. And even though I'm on Lion Diet, my hand eczema is still not gone. So I'm not sure exactly what causes that. I know at one time I kind of thought it might be candida. I was on a candida diet several years ago. I lost a lot of weight. I'll have to put some pictures up of my hand eczema at its worst. Like my entire palm blistered over and peeled off. It was just terrible. And at one point I didn't even have fingerprints because my hand eczema basically removed my fingerprints. So, yeah, so those are the couple of bad things that I've had. But for the most part, I have to say that I have loved being on carnivore. I like eating meat only, but I think I would not stay lion. That's probably a fact, is that I would not stay lion unless I absolutely had to. I gave up coffee and I also gave up sugar-free sweeteners back in October. and I have not had either one since. Well, I did have a couple of those chocolate salts from Element that they sent out at Christmas time. So 2 times I've had the stevia, but for the most part, I have not had anything sweet or any coffee since October. I miss coffee because I do enjoy coffee. So, I'm deciding about that, but I haven't decided to go ahead and incorporate it back in at all. Although I do sometimes drink tea. I'm just not drinking it this month. So we have a comment here. By the way, if you still sprint, try to land your strides with your foot under your hips, not out in front. Even though not in competition, watching an Olympic tutorial is helpful. Oh, thank you, Mendel. That's great to know. I have not been sprinting lately on the treadmill, but I've been sprinting on the Peloton instead because it's a little bit easier on my knees. So my one knee is bone on bone. Matter of fact, it's over here. As I move it, it just crunches. I'm like, okay, I probably need to go get like a cortisone shot or something in it because it's continuing to progress, even though I'm on carnivore. I had hoped that would cure that issue. But yeah, I will get back to sprinting as soon as my knee feels strong enough and well enough for me to do it. But yes, I will take a look at the Olympic tutorial. So you guys, my time is up. It's 12:32 p.m. I just want to say how much I appreciate each and every person who watches my channel. I'm going to try to continue to provide great content for you guys, and hopefully, the channel will continue to grow. I'm so thankful to everybody. And is my daughter. Hey, Boxy. This is my daughter, Ariana. She's a physician's assistant. I'm trying to get her to come on here and interview with me. So thank you so much for being here. I got to get back to work. I'm already late for a meeting. So I will see you guys next time. Thanks for being here. Bye.